Now, you would think that this food distribution problem should be a minor one. Unfortunately, it wasn't. If you were a Greek-speaking widow in the Jerusalem church, it was a big deal because you weren't being fed. So how should the church tackle a problem like this? Acts chapter 6, verses 2 through 7 talks about the solution of how the early church confronted this difficult issue. And this solution involves a 4-step process. The first step was to set priorities. First, there was an immediate response in the start of verse 2. So the 12 called a meeting of all the believers. Second, there was a clear statement of priorities in the next part of verse 2. They said, we apostles should spend our time teaching the Word of God, not running a food program. Now, this may sound harsh, yet if the apostles took on the responsibility of food distribution, that would actually have caused the apostles to disobey God's will. They understood that God had called them to the ministry of the Word and to prayer. Anything that moved them away from that priority, no matter how good or noble or necessary it might be, was actually a diversion from their divine calling. The same principle holds true for spiritual leaders today. In any church, there are many tasks that need to be done. And it's tempting to say to the leadership, do a little of everything. And that just leads to spiritual disaster. When leaders do a little of everything, they end up doing a whole lot of nothing. Since the church is built upon the Word of God, leaders must devote themselves to the duty and teaching of the Bible. Nothing must be allowed to take the place of this central priority. Now, this may seem harsh and hard-hearted. However, it's really nothing more than having a biblical focus. Churches must not allow the urgent to push out the important. Since no one can do everything, spiritual leaders must commit themselves to their primary work of ministering the Word and spending time in prayer.